back, and hi again. Today I am going to be teaching you a bit more on shadowing. Shadowing is pretty cool. If you see my blog, I'm going to post a lot of examples for you to try by yourself and for you to see. And this is what I've prepared in advance. And this is the shadow of this cube. Like, this is the shadow of this cylinder, and that's what I'll be teaching you, kind of. I also try to do many more examples for you here, so you know what, let's get started. As usual, you might want to start with a cube, 2-point perspective. Again, hopefully you now can draw this cube in 2-point perspective or 3-point perspective really quickly. I'm still pretty slow at it, so you know, hopefully in time I'll gain my speed. But let's start. Let's say I wanted my light source to be from here. Of course, usually people take their light source at the sunlight. If you can see, a lot of project works online, everything is from the sunlight, and not from a normal light source or something like that. It's more complex to actually do it in a normal light source, but I won't be teaching that today. I'll just be showing you how to draw shadows using sunlight. Okay, so when the sunlight hits, you can choose the angle of the sunlight when it hits, but before that, the first thing you want to do is kind of draw a 90-degree angle to all these lines. 90 degree to this one, 90 degree to this one. Don't think about it, just draw it, you'll see the effect. 90 degree to this one, the base only, okay, nothing else. 90 degree to this one. Now after that, you want to draw the sunlight. You can choose the angle of your sunlight, but you know, let's just take it as this angle. And because the sun is so far away, just like in 2-point or 3-point perspective, all the sun rays are parallel, or they look parallel. So like this one, I kind of take, so like in 2-point or 3-point perspective, because the point is so far away, two lines look parallel. Okay, so same thing here, try to keep the same angle going. Trace it down onto this blue line. Kind of, what's this blue line for? Well, it kind of sets the plane to, you know, get the shadow. Well, maybe you want, like, if it wasn't here, then where would this line end, you know? Is the shadow here? Is the shadow here? We don't know. So this blue line kind of gives you that feel. Okay, and then again, try to keep the same angle. Trace it down here. Keep the same angle, trace it down here. Mark the points, of course, mark the points. That's great. Okay, and after you mark the points, you want to connect it. Connect those points together. Connect the points together. Okay, and that's your shadow. So what do you notice here? Well, first of all, hopefully you notice that this point is inside the cube itself, and because it's inside the cube itself, that would obviously mean that you can't see the shadow there. So really, where you can see the shadow is only from this edge, right, onwards. This is an out. So I want to test out my marker, so let's check it out. Kind of trace the shadow down. Okay, and that's my shadow. Of course, if you don't have your marker, you just can do the tracing by yourself and stuff like that. So that's my shadow. Okay, so let's try another object maybe, and another object in another direction. So why not try a cylinder? Okay, I'm gonna draw a cylinder. I hope you can see that. Boom. Okay. Where do you want the light to come from? Okay, let's say the light comes from this direction. Okay, from this direction. Sunlight. Okay, and then because you don't see any edges to pull out from, so you kind of guess. Again, because this line is 90 degrees according to where the sunlight hits. I guess the 90 degrees here would be kind of in this direction or something like that. I mean, let's try and then we'll figure it out together, I guess. There you go. So you see it's tracing in this direction, so you kind of know that the 90 degrees isn't in this direction, right? I mean, you gotta trial and error. So I'm guessing the 90 degrees would be in this direction and in this direction. So you will get these 2 points, and with these 2 points, because cylinder's kind of curvy, so you try to curve it out over here. Okay, hopefully you can see that, and shade it in. Okay, so that's your shadow. How about a box? Okay, one last example. Oh, right, my website has a lot of examples you can look at, and so I hope you do so. There's a lot of examples. I'm going to post a lot of examples, so check that out. Check it out and practice in your house. Okay, this is a really bad way to draw this. I shouldn't be teaching you or showing you it in this way, but the main goal of this tutorial is to... Okay, so sunlight from this direction. So it kind of angles. I want to give it a 45-degree angle. Usually sunlight's like that, isn't it? Try to keep this line parallel. Try to keep this one going. Try to keep this one going. Okay, that's my sunlight. And then there's my perpendicular line. It's perpendicular away from the sunlight. This one is also perpendicular away from the sunlight, so it meets this line here, which is uncool, but yeah, that's how it works. You kind of see that it meets right here, here and here, so it's kind of perfect, So what you want to do with the examples I gave you is try to do them, and change the sunlight directions. Try to learn that as well. For more complex objects, you want to, like this, you don't know what the shape is. You want to find those end of those curves, and like make them the tangents, and then from there you kind of want to let the sunlight hit it, and let the sunlight hit those weird edges like that, and then with whatever you have down here, try to trace it out. Let the lines meet, and then draw your shadow. Okay, so that's shadow. Thank you.